Hi, everybody. Claudia here from Hugo Coffee. As you know, we are a coffee roasting company that supports animal rescues nationwide and animal shelters in this instance. And we do so by having week-long online fundraisers for a specific rescue or shelter. And today we are with the lovely Morgan of Saugerties Animal Shelter. Hi, Morgan.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Who you petting? Who you petting?
This is Winter. She's a kitten that's available for adoption with us.
Hi, Winter. Now, Morgan, tell us all about. Now, remember, I'm from upstate New York, so I know Saugerties. I know where it is, but it's really it's south of Hudson, or is it north of Hudson?
So we are south of Hudson. We're about an hour south of Albany in general, about 2 hours north of the city.
Yeah, I was born in Albany. Um, yeah, yeah. So now tell us all about Saugerties Animal Shelter. I mean, what's a little different here is that you are a municipal shelter.
Right.
We don't usually support shelters. We usually support the rescues that pull from the shelters. So tell us about your shelter.
So while the shelter is a municipal shelter, we do also have a nonprofit called the Saugerties Animal Welfare Fund, and that is how we fundraise and are able to fund caring for the animals. So while we are a municipal shelter, the entity that we're with does not fund the care of the animals. So like spays, neuters, things like that. So we have to fundraise for that.
So the municipality itself, animal control, that department in the municipality does not give you any money?
Not for spays or neuters or anything like that. They,
Just for operating the actual shelter,
right.
but not for the animal welfare part of it, which is spay, neuter, vaccine, temperament testing, that kind of thing.
Correct.
I see. So it's a little bit of a hybrid model, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now because you're associated with, because you are a shelter, that means that do you take rehoming people who are giving up their animals?
We do. So we take surrenders sometimes when we can. So our mainly strays is the biggest thing. When we're able to take local surrenders, we do. And then we also, on occasion, do help out a shelter down south when we can take transports from them. We do as well.
Awesome. And what's that shelter?
That's Walking in the Sun Rescue. They're based in Louisiana.
Oh, you have an affiliation with a rescue in the South, the true South.
Yes.
Not south of Saugerties.
Right.
Like the South. Okay. And how did that relationship come about?
It started with COVID. We shockingly didn't really have many animals during COVID, so they were overwhelmed, and we had like a mutual friend, and we did it once, and then it really blossomed into something awesome.
That's awesome. Now, do you have a brick and mortar place for the animals to reside, or is it all foster?
So we do have a building, but we do have a foster program as well. So our building holds about a dozen dogs and maybe 20 to 30 cats, depending. But we also have a foster home network of over 30 fosters.
That's great. So you typically, so it's your animal control. It's Saugerties Animal Control is picking up strays, and that's where you get the lion's share of your animals.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. Now, how many animals annually, approximately, do you find forever homes?
We do about 400 animals a year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So describe like your geographic reach. How big is the area?
So mainly we serve Saugerties and Woodstock, but Ulster County as a whole, we'll adopt out of town, out of county, out of state even, but we mainly serve Saugerties and Woodstock.
And do you have a vet on staff or just somebody who helps you with discounted spay neuters?
We don't have any veterinary staff, but we do. We have a few volunteer places and low cost clinics that we use that are a big help to us. We also, other vets in the area do help where they can too.
Yeah. Now, do you do fundraising events? Like, do you do like or adoption events or spay neuter events?
So we do a lot of fundraising events. Our biggest event is the Blue Jeans Ball, which we had back in May and we'll be doing again in 2025. We also do something called a vendor and psychic fair that we do twice a year, where we have a lot of like craft vendors in outside the shelter, and then inside we have like psychic mediums, animal communicators, and it's a lot of fun. It's so popular, that's why we do it twice a year.
How fun! I
Yeah.
love. I mean, you have more than one animal communicator in your community.
Yeah. Oh, we have quite a few.
Please. As you might not know, but Hugo is no longer with us.
I heard. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. And I spoke to an animal communicator before we put him down.
Mhm.
And it was fascinating, and also, like, don't get me wrong, she made me cry my eyes out, but fascinating. I just think it's fantastic, and I love that there's more than one in the community.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have a really wonderful community in that way too.
That's great. All right, so now you saved like 400 animals a year, which is wonderful. Now we want to make sure that your fan base and knows what's going on here, which is we are in the middle of our week-long fundraiser for Saugerties Animal Shelter, which means we have 3.5 more days, Morgan, to get the word out,
Right.
get people to buy. And by the way, we now have holiday roasts.
Awesome.
Which have my new dog Rosie on the cover,
Aw.
as well as Beth's tripod Jack, which is fantastic.
Nice.
Yes, so we got to get the word out about, there's holiday roast, there's swag, there if you don't drink coffee, and there's tons of things to buy, but we need to also remind people that the coffee is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to spread the word, Morgan, because we have 3.5 more days.
Yes, yes. I love there's a lot of new merch too for cat lovers.
That's right. And we have a cat brand. So we have 3 cat roasts coming out, and I'm looking at the packaging, what may be the final packaging today. So by 2025, we'll be offering a dark, medium, light with a cat on it.
Nice. Very cool.
Different cats. So people, because I know cat people don't always like to get a dog on their bag of coffee, but just tell the Saugerties Animal Shelter fans that this purchase, you can survive a dog on the bag, but the next time you can get a cat should you want to have a cat.
Nice. Perfect.
Oh, we have a cat holiday roast. Is it a medium? Okay, so we do have a cat holiday roast, which is a label, but it's a label with, right? It's a label with cats. But we're getting 3 printed bags of dark, medium, light, which are going to be really cute, like kind of like the Hugo bags. But anyway, there is a cat holiday roast. There's cat merch. There's dog merch. There's fantastic coffee, and we got to get the word out. Now, Morgan, like, give me an idea of like what kind of impact about $300 would have on your organization.
That could help us spay quite a few cats.
No, and then the thing that's wild is when you spay a cat, what the impact of spaying one cat is.
Mm-hmm. It's very important. I mean, one cat could be responsible for upwards of 500 over the course of, a year or so. So it's very important.
A year.
I know.
It's insane.
It
So we've got to get the word out because we want to spay as many cats as possible.
That's right.
Because the factoring impact is extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Is there anything else going on that we need to know about? Like what's going on with Saugerties? Anything coming up? Anything fun? Any changes?
So we're taking a little break in the winter, we kind of take a little break with the fundraising events, but we're always fundraising. We're still chugging towards building that new shelter. We're closer than ever. We had our groundbreaking back in October, and the foundation is going to go in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully this time next year, we'll be in the new shelter.
That's amazing. Now tell me about this new shelter. Did we talk about it last year?
We might have. We probably weren't as far along in the process as we are now. So we have been fundraising for this for over 6 years, I believe. The standards in New York for shelters and rescues are changing, and our building that we're in currently is just not going to comply with those standards. So we knew about this a while ago and started fundraising for a building that is going to meet those standards and just be a much healthier place for the people in the building and, of course, the animals.
That's great. And how big of a shelter is it going to be? Is it going to be bigger?
It's going to be a little bit bigger, not by too much. I want to say 9,000 square feet, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit bigger. We're going to have a community room, which is going to be great because we can, host events in there and classes and things like that. We'll have more separation between the cats and the dogs. Right now, our office space is the cat room, and then there's just one door that separates them from the dogs, so you can hear, see, smell everything. So we'll have a lot more separation and things like that, and our, HVAC system will be much better, and we'll be able to keep things much healthier.
Right, and separate the ill from the healthy animals.
Yes. Yep. We'll have a whole space for quarantining.
Yeah. So when I first got to Friends of Animals, I was the executive director of an animal rescue for a while. Mm-hmm. When I first got there, we didn't have that. We had commingling, it was not. But when I left, we were completely separated. Cats, ill cats, healthy cats, dogs, ill dogs, healthy dogs. Mm-hmm. And we also had a cat room where before they were just all over the place.
Right.
But it's so important, and I'm so excited that you're very close to that.
Yes, us too. We can't wait.
That's wonderful. So let's try to even raise more money.
Yes.
So that we can add some to the building fund for the new shelter. Mm-hmm. All right. So listen, Morgan, you got your work cut out for you for the next 3.5 days, as do we. And I want you to have a wonderful weekend, and fingers crossed I can write you a big check on Monday.
That sounds good. Yeah, we'll keep pushing.
All right. You have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.